Okay, section 6, and this is the last one, and this is where it all comes together. So you may have noticed that some of the lines we've not extended the balances over into the appropriate column. So the first step for section 6 is extend all the columns except federal tax expense to the appropriate income statement or balance columns. Do not total the columns. So we've got a couple spots where there's federal income tax. So the first one is line 14. I'll go ahead and circle that one. So you'll know you don't have to worry about that line right now. And then over at the bottom, we got line 49. And that takes care of all the federal taxes. So you'll notice at the sides of the page for the federal tax calculations, those will be done towards the end. So we'll start bringing over all of our totals. So we've got our cash, debit, the balance sheet, it's a debit. So 18,485, petty cash, debit, balance debit, 300, accounts receivable, debit, this line's already extended. Got this one, this one, this one, this one. So we're down to office equipment, debit, 35, 487, 25 cents. We've already got this one filled in. Line 11 for store equipment. And that one goes into the debit because it's debit. Debit. Make sure you write these so you can still read it, because you're going to have to total all of these up eventually. So you need to be able to read it. So your accounts payable. Now this one changes because it's in the credit column, so it goes over here to credit. I got the tax, don't have to worry about that right now. Employee income tax payable. So that one's going to go, it's credit, because $998. Social Security tax, pretty much everything over here is going to go in the credit column. So I'll just go ahead and write those out instead of repeating myself every time. And you can just go ahead and do the same. Pause the video if you want to. Bring everything over to the side. I'm just going to let it go. Okay, now on the second page, things are going to go a little bit differently. I'm not going to have the same. We're going to fill in most of these columns over here. So that, so our dividends, that's a debit, so it goes over here to debit. And now we've got our income summary, debit here, debit here, so we don't need to worry about it. Over on this side, we've got our sales, so we've got our sales credit in here. So I somehow overlooked that one at the beginning. 845. 845. 828. 9 cents. Okay. There. Sales discount. Debit here, good, because that counts against sales and income. So we'll go ahead and put it here in this debit column. 640, 825. Sales returns and allowances. That's going to go here in this column. Our purchases discount credit, so it's a credit here, so it's going to go in a credit here. Remember, all this stuff counts against income, so that's why it's over here, the income column. So 461525 purchases returns. Well, there are a couple different things. Advertising expense, so that's a debit. 000. Cash shortages. If it was over, it would have been in the credit. So obviously it was short since it's a debit. 485. Credit card fees. Also got sales. 640. 7. Now we've got our office equipment depreciation. And from here on out, everything that's listed on here is going to go into this debit column. So if we want to go ahead and finish bringing everything over, we're all going to go over here in this debit column. And remember, last one you don't need to do is income tax expense. Okay. Now I've got everything over except for the income tax expense. And hopefully do a little bit better job of writing than I did mine. Because we're going to need to total all these up. see what the next step is. Okay. So we brought everything over. Do not total the columns. Okay, now we need to total the income statement columns. So here makes it easy because there's nothing on the first sheet for income statement. So let's go through and add all these up. Okay. So I've got 6 million. Alright, because I didn't put any of the decimal points in it, so I'll divide that by. Since I'm not sure, because we're going to add up this total side too to see, make sure we add it the same. 6520114. Okay. And I can already see it's not going to match. So I've decided somewhere to pause it. If you got them to match, I'm gonna pause it for now. I'm gonna go through and see where I messed up, and then I'll restart it. Okay, check my numbers. Looks like part of it was sloppy writing. I was putting this in as a 6 and not an 8. Still don't know how I got up the 6 million, but went through it, finally got the right number, double checked it, triple checked it. So anyway, so you can see I wrote the numbers here. on the bottom of this, on the side here, on the bottom. So now we go back to the first page. And you see on the bottom here, it has before the federal income tax is calculated. So we've got the total income statement credit column. So on that one, turn this. So our total for the credit column was $859,940. $34. And then the income statement for the total for the debit column, 714, 284, and 40 cents. So the credit column, that's all the credit that we got for sales, discounts, returns, and then the debit column was a column with all the expenses were taken out of. So now we're going to figure out what our profit was. So that's going to be $859,940, 34 cents, minus $714,284, 40 cents, equals $145,650. Let's go do this again. That's not right. 859, 284 cents equals 145, 655.94. Off the dollar, I guess. We all have those days. So our net income before tax is 145, 655, 94 cents. So our total gross income was $859. Then deducted expenses. So now our net income before taxes is 145. That's still not going to be our total net because we still have to take taxes out. So I'll set that aside. Now this one, using the tax table shown in the chapter, calculate the federal income tax expense and record the income tax adjustment on the worksheet. So what we'll do, get all the information, flip back to the page with the tax on it. So you can see here it shows the percentages change as the income gets higher. So you're only taxed 15% of the first 50,000, 25 on the next 25, 34 on the next 25,000, and then the largest amount, the next tax range, 100,000. If you've got more, the fourth tax rate, 39%. The next thing is 6,250. You see, it just keeps going up. So let's get this filled out. So the first 50,000, tax rate is 15%. So we'll do 50. times 0.5, $7,500. So then we still have money left over. So then the next 25 is 25%. The next 25,000 is looking to book 34%. Okay, so you see what did on the first one? The first 50,000 times 15%, 7,500. Next 25 times 25%, 6250. Now we're doing 25,000 times the 34%. That's in the book. Times 0.34 equals $8,500. So now we've got to deduct the 100,000 from our income. So the income up here, the 145, 655, 94. So we'll put that in, 145, 655, 94 cents, minus $100,000, leaves 45, 655, 94 cents. For the rates, not showing the rate here, but what am I? So the next, the fourth, guys, not paying attention. So the fourth rate is 39%. So that's going to be 45,655 times 39%. 45,655. 4 times 0.39. That was a big chunk there. 17,805. And rounding rule, 82 cents. So add all these up, and that's what our federal income tax is going to be. So 7,500 plus 6,250 plus 8,500 plus 7,845 $40,000, $40,055.94. See, that was almost a 30% tax rate. Well, that money took almost a third of it. Okay. So we got that calculated. Now, we can take these numbers. We got 40,000 here. So we're going to add, we've already got 40,000. So we've already got 40,000. And you can see over here, there's still an extra $55.83. So we can add those in. up here, back here on the first sheet. So that 114, bring that over to this column. $55. Still got it. 83 cents. And we'll bring that over here to the credit column. So then we'll add it in with this. Actually, we'll put it here in the debit column. We're going to balance out the columns. 583. So that's a debit. So here that is 40,000. 83 cents. Okay. So now we've got all of our columns filled in. Okay, that lengthy part, the steps for it, that's what's on page 430. So, actually take that back, sorry, page 429. Page 430 is the next step. We're almost done, believe it or not. Now we're going to total up all the columns, finish this out. So hopefully you've already got these columns totaled. That was done in section 1. We haven't totaled this column yet for all the debits and credits. So go ahead on your both your sheets, all the adjustments should be the same on both sides all the way through. And that total is going to be 41,377 and 22 cents. So that's the debit side. So the credit side should also equal 41,377 22 cents. So now we've got our income statement, and remember we had this added up without the federal income tax written in. So you can see, kind of wrote that here. So now all we have to do is just add that 40,000 onto it. So let's get that. So 714,284. Yeah. 714,284. 40 cents plus 40,000, $55.83. So you should have 754, 340, 83 cents. Switch to a sharper pencil. So the credit column, that's already added up, 859, 859, 940, 34 cents. that up. The balance sheet columns, the debit and credits. So obviously on your own, you're going to have to add all these up yourself. But I've done this ahead of time. I will go ahead and write these down. We should have on both sides, if you had these in the right spot, 368, 601, 46 cents for the debit, and for the credit should have gotten 263. 001, 34 cents. So hey, none of these things equal yet. It's down here in this part. So we're getting there. So now let's go ahead and draw a line. One single line. Get all that. Because this is the part that's on page 430. Let's go through all these steps. Totaling these up, get the net income, throw the tax, all the double lines, and we'll end up with stuff that equals out. So we'll write here in this box, just like it is here on the sheet. Example, net income after tax. Technically it should say federal income tax, but obviously we want it different. So we've got that, what our net income was after the tax. Let's cut that. So that's going to be the difference between the credit column here and debit column there. Hopefully I wrote that. I can read it. Right here. So we've got 859,940.34 minus 754,340.3 cents. And that's all right. So once again, I can't read my writing. So let's see, 754,340. That should be 22 cents. Okay, let's try this again. $359,940.34 minus 754. 22 cents. Okay. So then. Go ahead. So double lines here. Okay, so our net income is 105. 640. $105,612. So since we subtracted this number from this number, obviously adding these numbers up are going to be equal. So we'll draw two more lines here. And just bring this down. 859. 940. 84 cents. So then we have 859. 940. 34 cents. And then we're going to take, we still have our net income, so we're going to add it over here onto our credit. 105, 612 cents. So we got our 105, 612 plus 263. $1.34. 368, 601.46. 368, 601.46. And if you can read my writing, you'll see they already match. So we'll bring this down because this is the final grand total. 368, 601.46 cents. So we've got these two columns match, these two columns match, these two columns match, and these two columns match. That was a long one, so I was lucky enough I was able to take a couple breaks. This is almost 38 minutes long just doing this. Hopefully you're patient enough to make it through. Take it step by step. I know it can be frustrating. Get with me if you have any questions about numbers or anything. That's it. That is the end of this. Finish up on your own. Once again, you can watch through the video again to do the on your own. You probably won't have to watch it all step by step, but you can fast forward through it and if there's a spot that you're not quite sure of. So good luck and thanks for being patient on this one.